Join me on my epic journey as I venture through the jungles of Mexico.
I'm about to take a vacation to Mexico to meet a large group of my friends who live all across the country. They never get to hear me play live, so I thought this would be a great opportunity to bring my guitar along, bring you along, share some travel tips on how to travel with your guitar, and set up a couple of little private gigs to entertain my friends, entertain you, and have a great time in the process. I've got all my gear laid out. I'll be talking about some of the gear that I bring as well. Let's get packing. Let's go to Mexico. And one thing I should mention is it's a good idea to contact your insurance company, whether it's your homeowners, renters, or even your car insurer, and see if you can add coverage for your guitar. My Betsy is covered for loss, theft, or damage in any country in the world, because you just never know. I plan to carry on my guitar, so I'll be using my Reunion Blues case, which offers plenty of protection for the neck and the guitar overall. Also, shoulder straps will make it easy when you're walking through the airport and help keep your hands free. Make sure there are no items in your gig bag that could be confiscated by airport security. I keep all clippers and any other tools in my check luggage. Only my guitar is in the case. And no need to loosen the strings all the way before flying, as you may hear others advise. If you're concerned, you can tune the guitar down a whole step or so. Also, ensure you have a sturdy bag tag on your guitar in case you need to gate check it or you get separated from your instrument for any reason. Okay everybody, we can now relax. Betsy's in the overhead. I was trying to play it cool, like I wasn't really worried, but the truth of it is I'm always so anxious that I'm not going to get room in the overhead that I lose sleep over it. Now I don't care what happens.
They're spending their whole lives just preparing to die for no reason, where beliefs like hand me down. They worry about the fashion trends, keeping up with the Kardashians has never really been a strength of mine. Lucky to be alive.
Betsy made it.
People, won't you take a look around and stop believing the lies of the smartest who piss in your pockets and tell you that it's raining now.
So I've now been in Mexico about 24 hours, and I decided to check in with the guitar to see how it's responding to the extra hot and humid environment, because I have a gig tonight and I don't want to have any surprises. I've come to Mexico in particular in the past and had a guitar swell up so much from the humidity that the action came so far off the strings it was virtually unplayable. A couple of things you can do is, for one, bring your truss rod adjustment tool, because sometimes just simply giving a little tightening on the truss rod can bring the tension back and lower your action somewhat. But another good tip, if you have it, I don't have one with me, is to have a spare saddle that you slide in that's of a lower action, and that will help compensate if your guitar were to swell, which brings the action to the point where it's unplayable. You put in the lower saddle and that'll bring the action down, and or adjust the truss rod. So be prepared when you travel to a different climate with your guitar. These things can happen. I'm proud to say Betsy is rock solid. So I'm about to go out tonight and play the first little mini gig that I have, and I wanted to bring the guitar outside from the air-conditioned room, kind of get it used to the humidity. Sometimes it'll get a little bit damp. You want to dry it off. I wanted to share a couple of quick tips. One, when you're in a hot, humid environment where you're going to be sweating, I find that you're more likely to break strings, specifically down right by the ball of the string.
So you definitely want to make sure you're going out with a fresh set of strings. Strings will erode really quickly in a hot, humid environment. And if you're sweating, strings will break very easily. I don't normally break strings, but when I'm in a hot environment where I tend to sweat, that's when I'm going to break strings. Another tip, your hands, especially your left hand, can get very sticky on the back of the neck. Real simple solution, a little bit of baby powder. Put that on your hands, and that will help. You'll be like a guitar Olympic gymnast gliding up and down the neck.
Oh, stay by me. Oh, stand by me.
The baby powder worked flawlessly, but I don't know if you can see that, but I ripped my finger out. So like halfway through the set, I'm like, what? Did the baby powder form some sort of residue on the high E string? What is that? And I look down, and I'm literally bleeding, dripping blood. But we all know, as guitar players, we've all been there. I'm not crying. I'm not carrying on about it, but I just felt a little gore content would be apropos at this moment. I'm gonna go get some dinner.
Come to me. Join me on my epic journey as I venture through the jungles of Mexico, searching for adventure.
We're all getting farther away from it.
I don't know. You tell me.
Yeah, I should know that, right?
Or, so if I'm right-handed, am I holding the
Well, no, you
neck?
would
Okay.
traditionally you play it like I am, which is
Look, I'm an expert.
I hope we don't get a copyright strike for covering this song.
Oh, name that tune. I'll give somebody $1 million if you can name that tune.
Anyone who can name that tune, $1 million check. Can you sign a release that I'm allowed to post it? Digital
Yes,
release?
there we go.
An aqua release. She tattooed it on my ass. We're good. Lee, do I look fat and white?
That's why she loves you, baby.
If so, then let's do it.
Say, I remember when we used to sing.
We're chilling in Mexico. I look like I have a tan with this red light going on here. That's not bad. All right.
If you're going to be playing a gig in like a hotel or a resort or anything that has entertainment regularly, you're not going to have to worry about bringing your own amp or your own microphone stands or any of that large equipment like mixers and such. But the gear you kind of want to bring on your own is the gear that's specific to your setup. So I'm going to run down what I brought for this gig. First thing, my Ditto. You're definitely going to want your own microphone. Plenty of spare strings. And of course, with the string comes the almighty string winder and clippers, capo, extra batteries, my trusty tuner, truss rod adjustment tool, of course, a bunch of picks. I like these Fender touring picks, they're my favorite. My harmonicas and my harmonica holder thingy. iPad holder. You want your own cables. Never rely on cables at any venue. They're always not going to be good. Baby powder. Keep those humid, wet, sticky hands nice and dry. This normally would be considered a toiletry item, but not for guitar players. Nail clippers. All this stuff I just pack within my clothes to keep them safe. And I have this hard case that I'll put as much of my peripheral stuff in, and then I'll put this hard case in my luggage with my clothes surrounding it just to protect it. I'm not going to get into all the camera gear that I brought just to film this YouTube video for you all. That could be a whole video to itself. Some of you have even expressed interest in a whole separate video just on the camera gear and how to film yourself doing what it is that we do. If that's something that would interest you, or any other type of videos that you might want, leave it in the comments.
together around people wherever you roam, and admit that the waters around you have grown. Then it's simply... Stacy Boots, please report to the front desk. I want to celebrate to see it shining in your eyes. Cause I'm still in love with you. Wanna see you dance again. I'm still in love with you on this harvest moon. All right. I learned that for you, Stacy Boots. I'm supposed to be on vacation, but instead I'm learning songs.
So we're about done with our vacation in Mexico, and it has been a blast. Played some music, hung out with my friends, learned some new songs. Life is good.